Hello, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. This is Gabby, and this is your reading for the new moon in Leo that is taking place on August 4th and through to the month of August, for the month of August. So, Capricorn, I feel as though this is going to be a much more laid back month for you than the previous months of June and July. You had those two full moons, and those were your, double full moons. And I think that you had a lot going on in the last 2 months, and that this energy this month is going to be a complete 180, a much more relaxed, laid back time. Now, that does not mean that you are not going to make progress in some area of your life. But what I did do is pull two oracle cards to start the reading off. And the first oracle card really set the tone and confirmed for me the energy that I feel that you're going to be in for this month of August. So you have the I Ching, the Tao of the I Ching oracle card, number 57, which is called the Gentle. And it is at the apex of your reading there. If you are watching this video, it's the picture of a beautiful woman dressed in a kimono or some other, traditional garment, traditional dress. Her eyes are closed, and it looks as though she is dancing. She could be dancing or swaying, but she's moving. The artwork on this card indicates graceful movement, and I feel that this figure is also in a state of meditation, mindfulness. So I feel like this month is going to be much more along the lines of that energy for you, Capricorn, and I think this is good for you, and I think it is a good change and a well-deserved change for you after the activity and maybe some drama over the last 2 months at least. So the key words on this oracle card are penetrating, a soft approach, faith, moderation, a subtle but deep influence, understanding, and non-violence. Okay, so, hoping that you feel that energy and it, it gives you a better idea of what I'm trying to convey as far as the energy for this month. Now, in addition to that card, you have another oracle card from the Sacred Destiny Oracle, and that card is patience. Now, I love this oracle card because it has a crane flying through the sky, crossing the moon. And cranes are good luck. Traditionally, in many Asian cultures, the crane is a sign of good luck because the crane brings good news. So if you see a crane that lands in your backyard, or one flies by, or you see one out of its out of its territory, right? Then it is bringing some kind of good energy, good news, a message for you. So very possible that you will be getting some information this month. What I feel is that information will come through towards the end of the month. You do have Mercury retrograde this month. We all have Mercury retrograde. And so, of course, when Mercury goes retrograde, sometimes things slow down. Communications might be either delayed or confusing. So it's the best month to follow the review, rewind, rejuvenate, renegotiate for some of you. Let's go ahead and take a look at what the additional tarot cards are giving us this month for you, Capricorn. So you do have the Three of Wands in the distant past. And that would be, let's say, the last 6 months of 2024. I believe you may have gotten this card in one of your recent readings. And I talked about shedding a skin, right? Or shedding the past. So whenever this card comes up, I feel as though someone is walking through a door that is carrying them from the past into the future, and they're kind of in between worlds. So I see you moving between some phase of your life, Capricorn. It could be in your professional life. You do have the new moon in Leo that is going to be on August 4th, highlighting your eighth house. Your eighth house is your shared money house. So, that can be money that comes from work. It could be money that is loaned to you, could be some kind of funding. It could be an inheritance, tax money, tax returned. The eighth house, and I'm looking at this, and I'm also getting residual income. So with Leo on your eighth house cusp, you have, Leo is the sign of, Broadway and Hollywood and the entertainer. And so some of you could be receiving some residual income from projects that you have been, that you've done in the past or that you've taken part in. This could be a time where you're seeing proceeds or you're seeing money coming through from those efforts. And they could be past projects or they could be current projects as well. I do feel that one of the big aspects that's happening this month, Mars conjunct Jupiter, which is happening in the sign of Gemini, that is going to be highlighting your work house. So Mars is energy, vitality. It's like the get up and go. It's the drive that we have to do things, do the drive to success, the energy. Jupiter is the planet of luck, the big beneficent, right? So when Mars is conjunct Jupiter, there is the distinct possibility for large, expansive, good fortune, good luck, some kind of developments with a lot of fire and energy behind them that kind of sparks the flame of Jupiter and, kind of an explosion of good luck. So this is happening in your sixth house. So many of you may be finding some really great success in your work that you do on a daily basis. Again, I am seeing money coming through to you. This Mars conjunct Jupiter in Gemini is going to be very compatible with that new moon in Leo, your eighth house and your sixth house. So definitely, some of you could find that you receive a pay raise, that there is some kind of promotion with money attached to it. Salary increase, maybe even a bonus for a job well done in the last few months. Some of you may have really handled things so well during those two crazy full moons that you had that people, have noticed you and are wanting to reward you for for handling things, for managing things, maybe even crisis management, right? So kudos to you, Capricorn, if that is the case. It's well deserved. So again, I think that Three of Wands is you moving from one phase, possibly of respect and reputation, to the next phase. Now, as we are coming out of the month of July, moving into August, you have the Eight of Cups here. And the Eight of Cups is moving on to something better, something greater, something, an opportunity, something that has more depth and breadth to it. It is moving on to a higher level of being, moving on to a higher, leaving the past behind, letting go of the past, and moving towards something that has greater meaning. On a spiritual level, it is looking for and going on this journey to greater meaning in your life. On a mundane level, it is leaving the past behind and moving on to something else. And, we are a BTS inspired channel. On this card, you have Jimin, who is kind of standing in a doorway, kind of about to walk through this doorway into the light. And he wow, I just, thought about his song, I want to be lost in the light. And so he is looking behind him, kind of saying goodbye to the past. So there's definitely two cards, this Three of Wands and this Eight of Cups, of moving on to another phase of life and letting go of the past. And I feel that now it's a gentle transition. There's nothing here that is kind of saying, oh, this is, this is an abrupt change, or this is something out of the blue. No, this is a transition, a life transition that I feel that you are going to very gently and very peacefully move through and move into. Okay. Now, why I feel that this is a really positive thing for you, and a positive transition in your life and a positive movement forward, is that you have the Fool card covering you as, at the beginning of August. And so that is a card of new beginnings. That is a card of starting from zero. So, the tarot deck doesn't start from one. It actually starts from zero. So the Fool is no expectations, no plans, no map, no GPS, right? It is just starting from the seed of existence, the seed, the spark. It's not even getting to one yet. It's that period of incubation is the word that I'm looking for. So great month to be in an incubation energy, especially with Mercury retrograde, which is a time for us to kind of pull back, not start anything new, kind of review our plans, start fresh, start, from the drawing board. So this is perfect energy for you, Capricorn, to really, start with a fresh view on what it is that you're involved in, a fresh view on life, and kind of, the Fool, on the positive side, the Fool is is optimistic and has faith in the universe, right? Has faith that the universe is going to guide him or her along their path. All they have is a stick thrown over their shoulder with a little bag full of only the essentials, a couple essentials, and their faithful friend, a dog or some other familiar, animal at their ankles, yapping along and accompanying them. And, on many of the traditional decks, the Fool is it has one foot going over the cliff, and they're about to jump. So, that's the analogy here. Some of you are jumping into the next phase or an elevated phase of your life, whatever that is. And I do feel that it is work related. You do have the Three of Pentacles showing up at the base of the deck. This Three of Pentacles is really interesting because it shows three of the members of the group building a house of cards. And under that, written on the card are the letters PLAN. So plan. So perfect. This is a time for planning. This is a time to make a plan. This is a time to make sure that you, whatever you start building, that you build a strong, steady, a sturdy foundation, so that you're not building a life or a career or even a relationship or a future on a house of cards. You want to make sure that that foundation is strong and that you take the time to build it like an architect. Okay, you are the architect of your life. Make sure that the plans that you draw up are, have a strong foundation and framework built into them. Okay, so yes, incubation stage, incubator, business incubator, venture incubator. Some of you could be working with two other people or a group of people, drawing up plans for some new concept, new business, new products, perhaps. And this is the month to, to review those plans, revise them as necessary, with the intention that September will be launch time. Okay, September is the best time for launch because Mercury is retrograde through to August 28th. Okay. Now, in the as I'm looking at this Fool card, it does have a message, and it says, the smiling kid, the child who is always laughing brightly, and the word wonder. So, yeah, that's what I really want you to do. I want you to look upon your life and whatever you're involved in with a sense of wonderment, like a child, right? Experimenting, trial and error. Remember how it was if you went to school and you had science class and you poured something into a beaker and then poured something else and it bubbled over, and just, the excitement of that experiment and that reaction, that chain reaction. That's the energy that is going to serve you best this month. Okay. I do have your muse this month before we go into the near future and the outcome of August. Your muse this month is Jimin. And Jimin is in his, let's see this card, in his Set Me Free Part 2, Face. So this is his previous album before the Muse album that's currently, all over the charts, at the top of the charts. But in this depiction, in this photo of Jimin, looks like he's being prepared to go on. Like there's a makeup artist. Someone is doing his makeup, doing his hair, fixing his eyebrows. So he may be standing on the sideline right behind the camera, before he actually goes on, or someone is touching up his makeup before the camera goes on. So yes, preparation, getting ready. When I laid the cards down, it's really funny. When I laid down the gentle card, I saw GRWM, right? You see a lot of YouTube channels or videos that say get GRWM, get ready with me. So it's like we're watching this person as they're talking about makeup or their life or some concept, and they're, getting themselves together, putting an outfit on, doing their hair, doing their makeup, whatever the case is. So that's the energy, right? You're getting ready with you, getting ready with the universe, preparing to go on. And as I said, that's what August is about, because September, it is lights, camera, action, okay, for all of us. All right, so your near future, as we get deeper into August, you have the Ace of Swords. So something is going to become very obvious to you. I feel like this is a card of eureka, right? Back in the old days when people struck gold or struck oil, they would say eureka. And that means like, look what I found. I found this. Look what I've discovered. So you're going to have a eureka moment. You can look that up if you don't know what that word means. EUREKA. You're going to have a moment like that. And that may happen around the 14th of August, when that Mars and Jupiter conjunction is at its most potent. It's happening now, but it is truly conjunct, exact conjunction on the 14th. So around the second week of August, you may have a epiphany, light bulb on moment, eureka moment, one of those moments that stop you and you realize what the meaning of your life is. You realize what direction you're supposed to go in. You understand now why you're here and what you're meant to do or who you're meant to be, okay? And that's going to be a moment of truth, of a powerful truth for you. And you may at that moment decide that you want to speak up. There's a microphone on this card, and it's time. Maybe some of you could be starting some kind of platform where you're speaking on a subject, or speaking about your life. It could be, a podcast. It could be a YouTube channel. You could start doing public speaking. You could start teaching, something in that area of speaking, communicating with others. Okay. And then as we get to the end of August, you have the Four of Cups. And Four of Cups means for me that you're going to realize by the end of the month that you no longer want to do things the way that you used to. You are ready for the next phase of your life. Now, this is kind of a warning as well, because traditionally on the Four of Cups, you have a person who is looking at the past, the three cups that are down on the ground, and God is handing them a fourth cup that is like the answer to their prayers, but they don't see that hand of God. They don't see that blessing coming from the universe because they're so busy looking at the three cups on the ground. So make sure that you don't backslide, Capricorn, okay? You've come so far from the last few months, from the beginning of this reading, Three of Wands, to the Eight of Cups, to the Fool, to the Ace of Swords, the Eureka moment, and then the Four of Cups. Make sure that you are recognizing a blessing when it is handed to you and when it is presented to you, okay? Because this could be exactly what your little heart has been waiting for. I love this. Great reading, Capricorn. I hope this resonates with you. If it does, please leave a comment down below. And also, if it does, please like and share this video, and please subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. As always, I wish you all good things, and I purple you. Bye.